It is September 11th, 2023. 22 years ago, I wrote an essay called The Greatest American Generation. I reread it this weekend and wondered how much of that is still true. How much of that do I still believe? How much has changed? Here's what I wrote. I've always believed that the greatest American generation is the one that is living in the here and the now. The question is not if this is the greatest American generation. The question is, will we wake up and become it? I remember staying at my grandparents' house in the summer when I was small. And every morning, before there was even light, my grandmother would open up the attic door from downstairs, these wooden steps, and she'd say, "Kids, it's time to wake up." My sisters usually bounded out of bed, but I was usually the one that it took her a few times before I'd lumber out of bed and cross the cold, squeaky wooden floor. But eventually I would, mainly because I could smell breakfast from the attic. My grandfather was always outside. He was already there. I think he had been there since probably 4 o'clock in the morning feeding the chickens. They were hardworking, good, and decent people. Growing up seemed to me that they were from not only a different time, but also a different place. But they weren't. The spirit of our parents and our grandparents isn't from some foreign place. It hasn't died out. We've just not attended to it. It's a flame that flickers in all of us, and it is there ready to blaze again to life when we're ready to face the challenges that now lie at our feet. It's what sets us apart. It's what built this country. The average person did not cross the Rocky Mountains. I would have never done it. I don't know what that says about me, but I would have looked at those mountains. I would have looked honestly at the Missouri River and said, nope, not crossing that. No bridge. Build a bridge. I'll be back. The Rocky Mountains, not a shot. But people did it. This is what sets us apart. It's what built us. It's why our borders still teem with the poor and the tired and those yearning to breathe free. I don't know about the people crossing our border now. But those immigrants that came to our shores, across our border, crossing an ocean, most likely they were your relatives. They were my relatives coming here in the 1900s. They were searching for a better way of life. The flame that Lady Liberty holds is we deem it the American spirit, and it is supposed to burn inside all of us, no matter what our race, our gender, our religious background. But it actually was originally built as a reminder to the people of Europe of the freedoms that allowed America to capture the creativity of human spirit. The flame that she holds is called imprisoned lightning. And it's a salute to the invention of the light bulb, perhaps the greatest invention of all time. It turned darkness into light, something that before Edison was truly in the realm of God. But now so much of what we have and experience today, it's just expected. It's normal. It's humdrum. But it isn't. Everything around us is truly as miraculous as the imprisoned lightning, because it all started with an idea. The world is watching us. It's not new. It always has been watching us. Since the dawn of man, people dreamt of a better life, dreamt of a better way, dreamt of being free. They looked for Camelot, where a king wouldn't slaughter them and take everything they can. But Camelot was a dream. It was the iron fist of the king and all those he found favor with, who lorded their station above us and crushed the dream of bettering oneself and owning just a small patch of land that was theirs, that I could follow my heart and my passions. Man, it seems, needed an ocean between the old ways and new ideas. That ocean is as small as a backyard pond now, and there is no other place to go. It was Americans that finally found a way to build a better tomorrow for the individual. No promises, just an honest effort. Out of all that we have built, the powerful machines, the computers, the weapons of mass destruction, the hardware and the software that we spend millions on every year to protect and keep our plans secret, our biggest secret seems to be the one that the world wants most of all is not a secret. It is something we used to freely give to the rest of the world, but now it seems we're so arrogant, we act as if it is a secret and we jam it down everybody's throat. It was the self-evident truths that all men are created equal. For some reason, that hasn't been really fully duplicated anywhere else. It's influenced so many countries around the world. It can't even be passed on from person to person. Let me say that again. It cannot be passed on from person to person, torch to torch. It has to be earned. It has to be lovingly taught. That's how you gain the American spirit. 22 years ago, we were lucky enough not to be trapped in one of those towers or on a plane or in the Pentagon. When is the last time you gave thanks for the last 20 years? Not for our lives, but for the ability to have more time to change our ways. God has not forsaken us. This is so crucial that we understand. He has been trying to awaken us. He has been standing at the bottom of the stairs and gently calling out, "Kids, it is time to wake up. We've been given another chance." And we don't get up. We got up for a few minutes and then fell back to sleep after 9/11. And then we had the crash of '08. Kids, wake up. Then we've had everything from 2016 to today, over and over and over. It seems like every day he's like, get up. When and what will it take for us to actually get up and begin a new day? Thousands of years ago in Babel, the great civilization, and in their arrogance, built a tower to reach the sky. They wanted to be God. It didn't just crumble. God destroyed it, not out of anger, but out of love. He is God. We are not. The people were scattered. Our symbols of power and wealth crumbled before our eyes on that Tuesday 20 plus years ago. But what did we do? We built a bigger tower. We sought vengeance, justice, and then I don't know what happened to us. I wrote at the time, Americans aren't ever going to scatter. Let the world recognize through our actions today that those firefighters in New York are not the exception. They are the rule. Because Americans don't run from burning buildings, we run into them. Is that still true? It was a beautiful fall morning. Right on the edge of the land created through divine providence. Our little coffee shops were open. Children were on buses. People were in the subway. People were in the streets. Some were just standing on the sidewalk, soaking up that sun. People were easing into another typical workday when America's greatest generation heard the voice, "Kids, it's time to wake up." The task before us now is much more daunting than what our grandparents and parents faced. We must be stronger. We must be personally, spiritually, physically, temporally prepared, because the torch has passed to us. Will we be the greatest American generation or not? Will the American experiment die with us or blaze again